And we had like 30 relatives, and my mom starts her like, "Yes, John Westman." The guy wearing shirt. Yes, John.
Before you get away.
The first year. It was because I was the first one.
Well, you're the first one.
Yeah. You came up and told me, Mr. Gunkel, I don't know you, but you are not.
I don't have that bad. Better than I do.
Well, there were about...
Was the apartment in Madison? Yeah.
You want to bring people in? She was hoping she could be here, but she had to live at our son.
Pretend like I know what I do. Exactly.
Sometimes you money for the next case and they call. Yeah, go ahead. Good to see you. Long time no see. Well, the 6'6" inches helped a little bit. Guys, how about if everybody comes in like almost so everyone can touch each other's? Come on in close. Only so I don't need to talk loud. Come on in really close. Or I'm gonna come closer to you. Gather in real close. So I'll just take a moment to thank everybody for coming. We're all here for a common reason, which is that Fritz has touched our life in some positive way, and we wanted to show our appreciation for that. The story of how we gathered today is really last reunion. Several of us were there, and we just discovered of Fritz's news, and it was very shocking for those of us who weren't in the know. And so we had several emails and several phone conversations up through about December. And then I want just to read off all the names of the people who were involved with that. And the guys are here to make sure, I don't know, raise your hand. But Amy Fields, where's Amy? Yeah, Amy. Eric Johnson, who's not here. Andy Lewis, who's here.
Eric, I'll have to kick his butt.
And then, and I'm going to miss some, maybe Frank Remington. Felicia Roberts, who lives at Purdue now. Jody Shands, Shabuski. Ricky Valdivia, whose dad is here, and sister Sonia. Ricky's down in Texas. Deloy Dameron, Tom Brandenburg. Deloy's not here. She lives maybe 30 miles north. And everybody who couldn't make it said, be sure to, give us some news of this gathering. Scott Ware, now goes by Michael, but we know him by Scott. Dave Medeiros, who was in town, and then Julie Bernstein Engelman. So that crew talked on the phone, and then through email, the beauty of email, really, we were checking in with you guys, checking in with Michelle, checking in with Carrie, all kinds of folks, and so that's kind of what brought us here today. I have no program or anything. I did want to share a couple thoughts, and then maybe just let this. Scott has a story he wanted to share too, and just let this roll as it does. But before we do that, how about if we just go by and just say who's here? Each person just kind of say who they are and some connection to Fritz or something. Is that okay?
Sure.
Okay. So.
Julie Bernstein Engelman. I just knew Fritz just a little bit from 4th to 6th grade, and he was just one of the people who accepted you. Nice guy.
I'm Matt McGinn. Fritz and I were friends in high school, and I just remember, 30-some years ago, what
wonderful person he was. You know, just something that stays with you all this time.
Matt's wife, Gina.
I'm Diane Rundle, Tom Rundle's wife. I met Fritz and Michelle through Tom. Tom was a very good friend of Fritz's growing up.
Where's Tom?
He's out of the country. He works in Africa. Good to be here.
Excuse me, because I like Tom a lot. I just want with him.
I'm Jane Bells, and I knew Fritz in high school. And Julie said this was happening today, and I thought I would come down.
I'm Jody Shantz, and this is my husband, Joe Schmelski. I knew Fritz from the days in elementary school, and always admired him. He was a great person.
Michael Bear, one of Fritz's 605 classmates, and we're talking how nobody knew every classmate, but I think Fritz maybe came the closest to knowing as many as anybody else did. Spent some time with Fritz and Michelle in high school and just really enjoyed their company. Very happy to be part of the occasion.
Paul Kohlberg, I'm another classmate of Fritz's from West.
Jack Westman, the father of John, and many pleasant memories of being with Fritz.
Dan Westman, John's brother, Jack's son, and I remember Fritz as a very energetic kid running around with John, which is fun.
Eric Peters, classmate. Haven't seen Fritz for many, many years, but he made quite an impression on me. He was a good friend in high school, and I also grew up with Michelle. So.
Woody Wagenfile, Fritz's brother-in-law.
Jim Owen, high school buddy and a childhood buddy of Michelle's.
Sandy Wagenfeld, Fritz's sister. Tina Wagenfeld, Fritz's sister.
Christy Gunkel, Fritz is my uncle. Sammy Hebring, Christine Hebring, Fritz's sister. Carrie Gunkel, Fritz's sister. This is Jack Dietrich, Fritz's nephew.
I'm Linda Gunkel. I'm Fritz's mom.
And I'm his dad, I'm Tim.
Nancy Westman.
Katie Remington, Fritz is my uncle.
Lynn LaRue, Michelle's mother.
I'm Heidi Hastings. I went to Shorewood and West with Fritz. I was a year older, but I speed skated for a couple years, and I got a lot of rides to Hartmar with the Gunkels. my older sister Heather Hastings babysat all of them as well, and I just saw her last week. I was with her in Spokane, and she said to say hello. And I give her the best.
Andy Lewis, I was a classmate of Fritz's, and one of the things I feel fortunate about is growing up in Shorewood Hills. It provided a smaller scale to a big high school, and so to grow up in Shorewood and know Fritz and some of the other people that are here, I still keep in touch with a lot of them. I just feel fortunate to have known Fritz and to have grown up in Shorewood.
Amy Fields, and I went all through Shorewood with Fritz in middle school, junior high, and then middle school, and then high school.
Enrique Valdivia, the coach.
I'm Sonia Valdivia's daughter, and we're coming. Our brother Rick also went to school from, day one all through high school with Fritz. Played soccer together.
What do you got in your hand?
Oh, and the trophy here. Oh, one of the many trophies.
We'll give you space to tell the story.
Yeah,
That story.
Well, there's only the last one.
The last.
There is a Valdivia and the Chilean soccer team playing for the Cup of America, and the captain of the team.
Today.
He's the only Valdivia who has made it so far. But Fritz was part of this.
Yeah.
See, Fritz was his student.
Yeah.
That's what makes coach a coach.
I'm Jan, John's wife, Matt Harley. Our grandchildren.
I think we're in the back row.
Andy Huth, technically Michelle's brother-in-law, but all of us gladly accepted Fritz as a brother-in-law as well. So.
I'm Christy Huth. I'm Michelle's sister and Fritz's sister.
I'm Frank Remington. I went to grade school, high school, middle school. Fritz and I roomed together in college. And we rode together on the crew team.
I'm Sue Remington, mother of these two, and friend of Fritz.
I know.
And I'm Pat Remington. I married into the LaRue clan, and by marriage got to be Fritz's brother. But I looked over here when I used to dispatch in high school, and I continued in college, and I left for a year, and Fritz took my job, which I hated to give up because it was the best job you could ever have. But when I came back, he was absolutely tired of it, and he asked me if I'd take my job back. And that was one of the many things that he did so generously, which was give me an opportunity to get back into the workforce. And I really miss Fritz.
It was a cushy job because your mother brought your meals down.
Yeah. There was a cot.
Yeah, that was a secret. We weren't supposed to share that.
I'm Beth Remington. This is my uncle.
I'm Jake Remington. This is my uncle and godfather.
And I'm Charles Washington. This is my wife, Mary, friend of the Westmans. Met Fritz through John.
Kate Remington and my son Rick Remington. We also LaRue. I'm a LaRue. I'm Michelle's sister, and also very dear to Fritz.
So let me also read off the names of people who sent in donations to this effort. The effort is to, the physical memorial or honoring of Fritz. 3 quaking aspen trees, 1, 2, 3, and then there's a bur oak down here. And we're set up so we do have to get this stuff in the ground and kind of water and fairly quickly, right? How are we doing on time? Okay. Okay. And so if we'd like to, we can go and just take a little bit of dirt and stick it in there. And then after that, I want to read off all the people who sent in money because it's more than the people who are here. And then maybe tell stories, okay? So
just one quick story.
Yeah.
Okay, is that okay?
Sure.
No, you have to say.
Well, maybe if we stick some dirt in there, and then let's do that.
It's just a quick story, guys. Honestly, because that was how quick it was. I had a fight with Fritz. Yeah. Up there, right there near that tree, we went at it. And he beat the shit out of me. That's my language. And you know what? We stood up and we looked at each other and we said, why are we fighting? And we agreed that we don't need to fight. And that was 30 years ago. And I'm here today to tell you that he was a great man. And that's respect. Thank you, Jesus, for this man.
Scott, why don't you take a bit of dirt and stick on there, right?
I don't know about this grass stuff.
Come on, you guys, let's do that.
Show yourself down there.
Good to see you again. Look at the cheeks are hitting the ground.
Did you just see that?
Naughty. So naughty.
That's adorable.
Come on,
Yes. Don't be shy.
I know.
It's interesting because I work
I think it worked.
Well,
hi, John. Good to see you.
Wow.
That works.
You wanted me to say hello.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, thank you.
Grammy, you want me to help you shovel?
Anybody wants to take the floor, it's all yours. But so I just want to read off some other names of people who've contributed but hasn't had a chance to be here. This is as of 2 weeks ago was the last time I checked, so I think I missed some other people. And several people have shared some donations. So I'll get you an update on that. But Matt looks like Mike, but Mike's the more charming brother, as long as Matt's not here. And Michael and Kathy Baird, Tom and Nina Bartel. It was Nina Petrovich, she was our classmate. Diane Carmen, who's Fritz's cousin. Steve Cummings, who's we played basketball with. I think, Paul.
Blue.
Yeah, blue basketball. Were you on that team?
No, I was on red. But I remember you guys.
Yeah. Oh, right. So Steve.
Paul was on red.
Oh yeah. Oh, there you are.
We're gonna Ugg.
Yeah, Ugg.
Exactly.
Ugg was on blue.
I didn't have to
John.
write that down. I forgot what his nickname was. Amy Fields is here. Mike and Karen Gardner. Sue Goebel. Jack and Nancy Hayden. Eric Johnson. I mentioned Paul and Debbie Kohlberg. Phil and Elizabeth Lewis, who's Andy's mom and dad. Beth McCoy, and there's so there's some McCoys in this crowd. No Hatfields. Betty McCoy, Jackson and Gail McCoy, Kathleen McCoy, Matt McGinn, Howie Norsetter. Howie's in Australia. And through the grace of emails, we connected with him. And so he's actually going to be in town in a month or so.
He's watching the baseball game.
He says, Howie. And most of us remember Howie.
Howie's nice.
Norsetter. I'll get you a list too.
Okay.
I'll make sure. Jim Owen, who's here, right, taking the camera. Ruth Davis, classmate, Frank and Debbie, Felicia Roberts, Tom Rundle, Diane is here representing Tom. Pam Whitsett, who's this weekend visiting Eric Hayden in Park City. So Eric has sent his wishes. In fact, part of this process was to try and get this located here. Carrie and I were reminiscing how in this before it was a Hayden house, it was the warming house. And we all often just found ourselves down here while the grown-ups were doing all the things grown-ups do. Jay Russell, who's a classmate, Jody Shands, Ricky Valdivia, Nancy and Jack Westman, Rob Zwetler, who's a classmate, and I'm sure there are more that have come in that just haven't been recorded yet. But this effort was funded by all the money that's in, and there's maybe another $6,000 or so that we want to put into a scholarship fund that's not yet defined. So you guys, if you find, the Gunkels can say, here's our person we want to work on it with, I'll work with them, or volunteers, we'll sort that out. But I think that's wonderful. And the last thing I wanted to do, if you don't mind, is read some off the fundraising sheet we had. And then I'd like to also tell the story, and I promise I'll shut up. So off of the fundraising thing, here are some words. As a childhood friend said, Fritz showed me how to be a good friend. He was consistently energetic while Dan was chasing us too. Where's Dan? Yeah, that's why you remember us. We're always running away from him. He was constantly energetic, cheerful, focused outside of himself. He asked questions and remembered the answers, sometimes decades late. He had a very rare quality that made me feel good about myself. When I was with him, he made me feel like I was important. After I left Fritz, I wanted to be more cheerful and pay more attention to others. I wanted to be a better person. Fritz Gunkel, Diane Carmen wrote, Fritz Gunkel, a beautiful, accomplished, beloved 47-year-old man, had severe obsessive compulsive disorder and debilitating depression that only his family and closest friends truly understood. And that is so true. None of us had any clue. For decades, he masked his condition with an easy laugh and self-deprecating wit. He was treated aggressively, but he relapsed again and again. His illness was devastating. His pain was relentless. For Fritz, maybe the most agonizing part of his disease was witnessing the effect it was having on those he loved. So in a final act of utter despair, he disappeared. The message we need to deliver is that it's not okay to ask for help, it's courageous. Brightsman said, as I watched the sun set over the Alaska range and one last long, slow goodbye kiss to Fritz Gunkel, on Thursday evening, I vowed to tell you this. And so this is Diane, Fritz's cousin's article in the Denver Post. And so the story I wanted to tell about Fritz was we shared many moments with the soccer team. Where's Dr. Valdivia again? I keep looking, there we go. And so under under first Mr. Gunkel's tutelage for our first year of preparation.
Near destruction.
Which apparently we lost every game, but I'm sure it was very much fun.
I taught sportsmanship.
Yeah, exactly. And then Dr. Valdivia's tutelage, we won how many championships? Kids, where are my children? Yeah. How many championships did we win?
7.
But who's counting?
So I guess they've heard that before. So my function was midfield, and that's when we played 5 forwards, 2 midfields, 3 in the back. So it was a whole different formation. One of the unique qualities we had was the coach's son, Ricky Valdivia. We were instructed as midfielders, and then our backs were instructed to do one thing. A kikitariki. He's lost his accent. It was a kikitariki. We'd hear in the sidelines. And so 7 years of this. And then, and so I got to run, and Scott, where'd Scott go with the, all right, yeah, Scott and I were the midfield. And we were in general taller than the others. And we were allowed to go crazy and to run like crazy. Our foot skills were not so good, as my kids can attest now.
That's true.
Yeah. But we would just run like crazy. And I remember I was right half. What I remember is I was right half. And I remember I could do anything. I could go for the ball. I could be crazy. I could go up to try to score, which didn't happen much, but I could try.
And I have to say on his generous behalf, nobody came down our lane. Is that true or not true?
It's true. And when they did get by me, there was Fritz behind me.
Yes.
And Fritz stopped everything. And it really was.
That's true.
This is a general memory today, but it is so true that he had my back, and that allowed me to do, to just be free. So now I'll be quiet. And if
anybody else has a story, now's the time. Please. Well, I got one.
We'd like to say thanks for sure to all of you.
I got one.
Thinking of Fritz.
I got one. It's this man.
We'll come back. Yeah.
I don't know if we would all be here except for this man who helped collect us all together with our memories and our stories. Mr. John Westman collected us all here today. Thank you.
Thank you, Scott. Really, for me, it's the spirit of Fritz. There's no question about it.
That's correct.
No
And all of our family want to say thanks. It's very nice and wonderful to hear these stories. And we had so many people in Alaska from out throughout the country where Fritz worked get in touch with us over the years. It was very neat. Fritz had a short but significant life. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Oh, and I can tell you something. The day you all were having that fight, Ted and I were playing tennis, and Tom came and said, "My God, Mom, Scott Ware's killing Fritz." And Ted and I dropped our tennis rackets and ran over here. And by the time we got
This
there,
is
he
a story.
was
Don't
dead.
believe it. This is just
You
a
were
lie.
shaking hands by the time we got there.
Shaking hands. See, that's the friend that Fritz was.
Two 9-year-old boys.
Well, I have a story that we went out to Moab to go mountain biking with Fritz and brother-in-law Chris Harrider, a friend of mine, Monty Skiro, and another friend of Chris's. And we went out in the morning, rode very hard ride in the sand. It was hot, wasn't very fun, and we just came back really tired and frustrated. So we really wanted to do something else. So Monty and I said, well, let's go over to do another ride. And Fritz and Chris and the other guy said, well, we're going to go do something else. We're going to go hike. So we went off and did a ride and just completely annihilated ourselves, overdid and got, dehydrated, and came back. And there were Fritz and Chris and the other guy sitting back at the place already. And we said, what'd you do? And they said, well, we went hiking up in the canyon and we have movies from it. So, I haven't told this to anybody. So he puts the movie up on the TV and we watch them, and there's this cliff, and then up from the cliff comes Fritz with Chris walking, and they come up to the top and they're like this, and then all of a sudden behind them they have a beer, and they walked right into the hotel. All they've done is walked 10 feet out of the hotel, and got a cooler and went up and sat on the veranda. And when Monty and I saw that, we were taken hook, line, and sinker. We thought there was going to be some great hiking, great scenery, and all they did was sit home and drink beer while we were out biking. But it was one of the best practical jokes. I don't usually get practical jokes pulled on me, but he got me that time.
Dr. Valdivia, can you at least show the jerseys to everybody? Do you have those? Uniforms?
But I think FritzGunkel has a story. What about that basket that I took to up north?
Oh, tell me about the basket.
What is the story?
Enrique went with the boys up to the Quetico one summer, and he never claimed to be a hiker canoer. He said, I'll join you. So when he showed up at, I think it was at Haydn's house, all of them met there. Enrique had a wicker basket with all of his things. And the wicker basket lasted through the first rainstorm and dissolved. Then it was in a bag. And then one more part of the story is everything went swimmingly until about the third day. And Enrique got up before everybody else, and he decided he'd go out in the canoe alone. So Fritz tells the story about how he and Eric Hayden were lying in bed, and they heard someone pull a motor to start it, pull it again, and pretty soon it went zzz, and then suddenly it went zzz, and the canoe went over. And they heard the shout, Fritz! Fritz, come get me!
Fritz.
So Eric and Fritz went out and saved the doctor. He got the motor back, that's right. They dove for the motor. Fritz loved to tell that story.
It is true that we have the trophies at home. The problem that we had is when they grow a little bit older, and taller, they went for basketball. So we had to have a complete new crop of players. And we went all the way to the adults. So we went, the 9 championships include a couple of the state championships. But you have heard enough about soccer.
But just show the jerseys to see how well equipped we were.
Oh, well, my wife had to do the laundry, so. This was Tom. I was missing because I had only 14 years.
Oh, West Salty. That's right.
We were sponsored by West Salty.
Kick it to Ricky.
Yeah, exactly too. You guys, Ricky's the only one with a name on the jersey, so we knew where to kick it.
Number obviously should have been one. Well, there was no more popular coach.
Remember Eric Hyde used to run up and down the sidelines crying.
Ricky and Eric Hyde.
How bad Eric Hyde would get it if you substituted Eric, he would run up and down the sidelines. Along with
that was Nancy. But believe it or not, Nancy should get at least 2 opportunities.
Yes.
Because he never missed it. He was dead tired.
He came to practice.
So if there are any more stories, or then we can just kind of disband as we do. But Carl Franz, who works for the village, has been instrumental in making this happen. Nancy Hayden on the park committee. I believe Mrs. Lewis, Andy's mom, on the park committee also made this all happen very quickly. One of the things that the group who was talking together said, let's do something sooner than later. And so the whole point was to try and cram it in, even if it wasn't convenient for a lot of people. But you know, this will be meaningful, certainly to all of us and many other people who will be coming when they come to Madison. I know they'll be coming down here. We're going to work on a plaque with have some words, and then we'll find a way to get that situated somewhere. And so otherwise, thanks to everybody. And so, O said he wants to get a picture of everybody out by the Hayden house. If we can just take a moment there, and that way we can send this to the folks who couldn't be here. And that's what they asked for. Okay? All right, so let's come on over.
I don't know, we were red. You would play with Cummings? No.
Jay Russell.
Jay Russell.
Thank you.
Yeah, we over all the time. Yeah.